All right. Hi, everyone. I am live today. I'm Kate, co-executive director at Her International. And today for Mindful Monday, we've got a really special segment for you. We are going to, on a monthly basis, start featuring our ambassadors. Her International has always had a core of fantastic volunteers and supporters that support our organization. And we've recently started a Her Ambassadors program. And these are individuals that have volunteered to stand up and help Her International be influencers for the organizations. They are activists, the activators and advocates. These people, our ambassadors, go out and they help raise money for us, and they tell the story. They tell Her International story. And to start off our feature on our ambassadors around the world, our first segment is going to be on Her Ambassador, Linda Edgecombe. Linda has always been an ambassador for Her International, and it makes so much sense for us to start with her today. And I am not going to tell you any more about her, because who better to tell you about Linda than Linda? So I am going to try bringing her on here today. And hopefully I'm adding her right now. And I am coming to you from China, where my internet's a little bit slow, so I'm really hoping this isn't affecting the quality of the video. But it looks like it's thinking about adding her right now, and hopefully it goes through. And while it's thinking, I will start telling you about Linda, because she's so great and I'm a fan. So Linda is, oh, there she is.
Yay!
Perfect. All right, so everyone, meet Linda. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm putting both earphones back in. I know it doesn't look great, but who cares? So this is the first time I've done technology to me is a beautiful thing. And when it works, it's like I don't know, at my age, it's like I've won the lottery. So it's quite cool. I'm always inspired when I go, yes, high five, that I got on. Anyway, so it's
You're
great.
a Facebook Live pro.
Oh,
I'm learning
yeah,
too.
but still, I mean, just figuring out how to send out a newsletter to me is like crazy. But so what can I tell you about myself? Basically, and then it'll make sense of why I have been doing what I've been doing for so many years now with her. I have a real tough time because I know her is our brand, and for me, for 12 years, it was I win. So I catch myself saying it all the time, but it's great both ways, and I don't totally get the change, the transformation of us. But anyway, so I have been at this since inception, and I speak for a living. I'm a motivational speaker. I've spoken around the world for the last, for me, I'm in my 26th year. I'm in front of thousands and thousands of people a year. So I have the ability and have an audience to basically, being an influencer, to talk about my story with this wonderful charity. And as most people who are listening to this will know, is that Michelle Bono, who is a friend of mine, that's where this started. Her and I were friends. Her and I would hang out with a few other women on a Tuesday night once a month and drink wine and eat popcorn. And we're all trying to figure out, what do we want to do? And, all of us had goals and things, and dreams that we wanted to accomplish. And because we love wine and popcorn, and we'd get together, we sort of said, well, why don't we meet, but set a goal for each other. And so over the next year, Michelle meditated, as most people know Michelle's background, but she's meditating, praying. What do I want to do? Like, how do I want to move forward in my life and all that stuff? And she said, I got to go back to Nepal. And that was part of us all going, you do what all of us had our goals. So off she goes and realizes the situation that's happening there. And, that, as I say it very, in Coles Notes versions, that, in lots of developing countries, but yes, also in Nepal, girls go to work so the brothers can go to school. And women in, that part of the world, and lots of parts of the world, it's not just Nepal, are very marginalized. Anyway, so Michelle says to me one day, 15 years ago, or whatever it was now, you're in front of people all the time, Linda. If I give you a bag of scarves, send you a bag of scarves, a suitcase full of scarves from Nepal, and you take it out to one of your events and you sell them, maybe we can raise a few $100s, and we could buy a few of these girls out and get them into school. Because as we know, over the years ago, it's been illegal for a long time, but the practice was still happening. So I said, sure. I mean, what's a bag of scarves? You know, so I took a bag of scarves off to one of my events. I was in Ontario. I remember that. You know, variety of scarves. At the time, I think we sold them for $10 a scarf. Because we still made money, and I didn't know what I was doing. She didn't know what she was doing. We just were doing it. And it was like, for me, I've often said the old "that was easy" button from Staples. I might as well just hit that was easy. So I just, every time I went, even part of my negotiations, I've only been told in the last, you know, whatever many years it's been, so many years, and we're talking thousands of times I speak over that time. I've been told, no, I can't sell scarves, maybe twice. But it's even become
Wow.
a part. It's even become a part of my negotiation. It's actually in my contracts that a part of me being able to come and speak at an event for whether it's an association or a corporation, whether it's in Canada, the U.S., or wherever, is that I get to bring a bag of scarves. And I know exactly what 50 pounds of scarves feels like, because I know it. Like when I lift the suitcase, I go, yeah, I'm really close to the line, because I don't want to go over the line, because I don't want to pay extra baggage. Now,
Right.
beautiful WestJet has not charged me for an extra bag ever since I started this, because I negotiated that with them a long time ago. Because I don't want to pay
Mm.
$25, so that's another scarf. So anyway,
Right. Well, that's
anyway,
another story. I didn't
that's
know
another
about that. We
story.
should do that. And so
Yeah,
you sell these scarves, and then with the proceeds of the scarves, that funds the education for girls in Nepal, girls
yes,
who wouldn't otherwise not have this chance. They would
yeah,
otherwise be, like you said, working as children to support
yeah,
their brothers going to school. They would be
yeah,
married off early,
yeah,
possibly even pulled into human trafficking. All sorts of things can happen when they're in school. They are safe and they get a
yeah.
chance to pursue their dreams and
You know, and I say this every time, also on stage, and I really want to talk about that. This is not just about selling what I do, not just selling a scarf so that our girls can go to school. The folks that I speak to, for many of them, like most people they want to do something. Like most
mm,
people in North America want to do something, but they just don't know where to start or how to do it. And so if they buy us, and it's not a big deal for them. Some of them spend hundreds of dollars. Most people spend 20 or 30 or 40. That, you know, not a lot, but to them, I've had them come back to me. I still wear that scarf. People ask me, they tell the story. So when you think, so I tell the story from the stage, so I have that opportunity. Uh, and I know that if I tell the story and I tell it well, and I don't tell it from uh, uh, um, I tell it as it is, but I tell it in a light-hearted way. Does that make sense? I don't
yeah.
tell our experiences and our stories. I tell the truth, but it's not I don't want to totally rip your heart out. I just want to tell you the truth. And just sort of present, here's an opportunity. And I know that if I tell the story on stage, and most times I tell part of it anyway. A few
Mm-hmm.
times a few times I haven't. If I've gone back to a client twice or something, but if I tell the story, it is like crazy mayhem at my scarf table when I'm done. So if anybody ever comes up to my table, let's say before I've gone on stage, and they're like, "Oh, what's this all about?" Because it's very colorful, and I've got the brochures out, and I go, "You know, it's a fundraiser. It's a part of what I do, and it's a part, you know, it's a story that, you know, what's charity that I'm part of." And I go, "And if you see a scarf you like, you may want to just take it right now. You can pay me later, because I'm going to guarantee you it's going to be gone." Like, so,
Right.
because it turns into crazy mayhem.
Well, and there's something so huge about having a connection with the scarves like that. They have a story and they have a history, and
It's a
they're like
touchstone.
definitely. I mean, there's especially in this world of fast fashion where we have so many clothes that we just don't have a connection to. The scarves that you're selling have a real connection to Nepal, and they make a real difference
Oh,
with the
now
people
what I've
there.
noticed, because I have a mix of our Unico scarves and less and less now of manufactured scarves. When we started out, it was all manufactured scarves from Kathmandu, and over the years, I've usually had a bit of a mix. And lately, I have more Unico and just a bit of a mix. You know, not as much of manufactured scarves. And people are very direct. Is this one made by the ladies you showed me on the slides? Yes. Is
Right.
this one made by the ladies? They want those ladies. Because I show their faces, I show what they do, I show what it's done for them. I say on stage, because it's the truth, the only way we'll ever eradicate poverty on the planet is through education. Because and that was so blatantly obvious once we started educating the moms. I mean, I say that it felt like it happened overnight. I knew it wasn't just overnight because the women around that region were ready. Ideas had kind of been planted, but as soon as we started doing, a little bit of literacy, a little bit of numeracy, bringing those ladies together, it was like boom overnight. Whereas with the girls, you have to imagine, I mean, I say this, they're still in school. So, their progress and their independence and them changing their own lives still is dependent on them graduating. So that change is seen slower, but the change in the moms happened really, really quickly.
Well, and it's like that quote. I love the quote that talent is universal, but opportunity is not. And by providing those opportunities, first with the moms, like with the girls, it's almost like you're planting the seed, and these girls are getting the opportunity, and it's going to grow and blossom into something beautiful and amazing. But also then by expanding that sphere that we're working in and working with the moms and providing the opportunity for them to learn and go to school and learn to get basic literacy and then to be able to be part of those microcredit groups where they are able to connect with each other and access capital to start businesses is huge. Like you said, it changes lives immediately right now. And then that influences the communities too. It's just this ripple effect.
It's fabulous, and funny thing is, I also have said this, if I would have known what it's become way back when Rochelle said, would you go take this bag of scarves and see if we can raise a couple $100? I might not have signed up. And I don't mean that I don't want to do the work. I think at the time, I, in my head, probably would have thought, I don't think I can handle it, because I had no idea what I could handle or not handle, and to what it's become. And I was chatting with someone this morning. I did a podcast with someone this morning, and it's, the whole program from I win to, like, I've often said that, the best decision I made for the planet is that I bought a ticket for Kevin, my husband, to come with me on my first trip there. And, because it was my deal. He was not involved at all, and it was my deal. And so, we go, and that decision shifted again our charity, because he was like, oh my God, he became like so passionate and whatever. And then as we've grown, of course, things have changed. And in my head, and this is what I had to come to terms with myself. So it's, believe me, the train is the scarf lady train is on the tracks, and it's not going anywhere, because it's a part of who I am and my message and what I really am passionate about, what I deliver when I'm on stage. So I definitely blend as a businesswoman. I definitely blend business with social responsibility. And I think it's a win-win for both. And I think it should be a win-win if you are a business owner or you're in a corporation. Your customers, everybody's clients expect it of you nowadays, if you're a North American business person or professional. And it just makes total sense. So doing total selfless work. I mean, I'm not doing this totally selflessly. It works beautifully for me, and it has great benefits for our charity. And I think both of those are a beautiful thing.
Definitely. And I love too, from an employer perspective, it helps them connect with their customers, and also for the employees. The employees like to see that the company that they're working for is engaged and involved in the community and the world. And so, like you said, on so many different levels, corporate responsibility just makes sense these days.
Oh my gosh. And honestly, it's smart business. And your customers expect it of you. One of my clients I spoke for about 2 weeks ago. Their company's name is Jet Label, and he saw me speak a year ago. The owner, he bought 350 scarves to give to every one of his staff, but he had so much left over. I said, did you, obviously you bought way more than you needed for your staff. He goes, oh no. He goes, Linda, he goes, literally, when I go to a trade show, the last thing somebody wants to come to my table and look at is a mailing label. He goes, this is going to become how I connect with my customers. So I was just like, yay! Like that's a win-win-win for me. Yeah.
So Linda, you are, I'm just going to recap for everyone who's been joining us. You are a motivational public speaker all over North America, all over the world. And in that capacity, you've used the opportunity to speak, tell people about Her International, about what the organization does, and also to sell scarves as a way to raise money to fund the programs. What
Yeah.
would you say to someone who wants to be an ambassador, but maybe they're scared or intimidated or don't even know how to start?
Start with the scarf sale. Literally, I
Start.
mean, okay, well,
Mm-hmm.
if you're okay, if you're well, I just would say if you're a woman, that's if you're anybody who just likes to get together with your friends and have, maybe midsummer is not the time to do it, but we've been selling Tupperware for a long time, and
Do a scarf party.
let me I always say, let us send you a box of scarves, have a scarf sale, we'll send you some information, you sell a few scarves. I mean, you can take them to your workplace. We have people take them
Mm-hmm.
to their workplace, we have people take them to their conferences. I have other colleagues who sell them when they speak. If you're looking for a beautiful way to have an impact on the
Mm-hmm.
planet, yes, you absolutely can choose a slice of the planet and see change, because most people think, can I really have impact? Actually, yes, you can. And it just literally, and I've always said this, one scarf at a time, one scarf, one girl. It's just, you absolutely can. And it doesn't have to be like all in, like my family's come, but one little
Right.
piece of you, like move the dial just a titch.
Definitely move that needle. And actually I really love that because the world is can be really overwhelming if you want to make a difference and you look at all of the problems out there and all the ways that you could try and do something. Sometimes you just think I am not going to do anything because I can't really make a difference. But
Right.
I love take a slice, like just choose something and
Yep.
you will make a difference in that quarter of the world.
If you
So
have
make
a
buy
if
scarf made
if
a
you have a
difference for one
staff
girl.
party, if you have an AGM or whatever, and you want to just do a little teeny fundraiser at it, um, we could you could say, hey, we're going to buy. We can send you the visuals. We can send you some documentation. We can send you some statistics. We could send you some slides to put up on your slideshow if you're having an AGM. Say, hey, our goal is to raise, I don't know, $500, $1,000. If you want to become a corporate sponsor, talk to us. There's lots of ways to the finish line. That's what I know. Lots of ways. There's no one way. There's lots of ways.
Well, let's see. I think we'll probably wrap this up, Linda. Is there anything that you want to say to the people watching that either about being an ambassador for the organization or about the organization itself? What would you say to anyone watching this? Because you are our first ambassador being
Yeah,
featured.
yeah. What I do know about if something's needling, I call it needling. I don't know what the word is. Gnawing.
Mhm.
There's something that if you're thinking of this, there's something that's going.
Right.
Okay, what could I do? What do I want? What would have more meaning? Then I'd highly consider. This is a bigger move though. Consider coming on a trip with us, and
Oh, perfect.
like that. I know that's a bigger move. Well, we go once a year, sometimes twice a year, and
Hmm.
do a bit of work. And it's not overwhelmingly expensive. You don't have to mortgage your house to go come on a trip to Nepal with us. You'll have the most beautiful experience. You'll have a great cultural experience. You'll work your butt off and have the best cold beer at the end of that day, and you will go, wow. And then
I
when
did.
you can feel, smell, and touch it does change you. Um,
Mm,
and when I present that on stage, I get so many people. I've always, because they have some little something, they want to do something, and it's a beautiful way to do it without having to just go by yourself and try and experience the planet. So that's one way. A
right.
simple way is have a pop-up scarf sale at work, or
Right.
with
Buy
your
a
friends.
scarf
Yeah,
sale. Go to Nepal. You got kind of a range of options there.
yeah.
Right.
And our
Well,
jewelry
thank you.
now, we got lots of things. We got lots of things to sell you.
Okay, so yeah, we got to do a plug. We've got the scarves and bags handmade by our ladies in Nepal, and we have just launched our bottles to beads.
Yeah.
It's a jewelry line where we take glass bottles that
Recycled
are
bottles. Yeah. In the
exactly the discarded
ditches.
bottles,
Yeah.
and then we take them, and the women they grind them up and we melt them. We make these molds out of mud, and then the women they make the beads, and they're beautiful. They look almost like sea glass, the beads. No, oh, you're so lucky. I don't have a pair yet. Oh, okay. Everyone just focus on those
There's lots of
on
there's
the
lots of different colors and lots of different styles. And necklaces, and I've been like these earrings and the bracelets. I've been selling. Oh my gosh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm about this project.
Yeah, it's really great. It's really great. And men love buying these, especially I'm at a lot of conferences with a lot of men, a lot of mining and a lot of agriculture. They do. That's,
Mm.
oh, anyways, it's, yeah, they love it.
Yeah, got that real connection. This is not off of a machine. This is not off an
No,
assembly line. These are real women sitting down and making these.
yeah,
And then I spoke with them and they said one of the things that they loved about making them is the connection because they feel connected. They put their heart and soul into these products and then in turn they know that they go out into the world and they feel a connection with the people that buy them. And so I think it's again that two-way street. You buy it and you
totally.
connect with them and they see you and that's huge.
And when someone buys a scarf, when I'm selling scarves and someone buys a scarf, and I know it's not for just for them, I go with any of these gifts, especially if men are buying them. I make sure they have a brochure, so when they give that gift,
Mm.
that whoever they're giving that to, that they know what that $20 went towards, and how much of that $20 goes directly to them, right, to the cause. And you know, and whenever anybody's trying to spend their money on a good cause, they want to know: are you effective? What's the influence? What's really actually happening?
Right.
And you know, we're straight up about all that stuff. I mean, anyways, I love it. It's a big part of what I do. I'm not really a motivational speaker. I'm actually a scarf salesperson. That's what I am.
Okay, I think that's a perfect place to stop. Thank you so much, Linda, and to everyone who's been watching, being able to share our feature story on Linda Edgecombe, her international ambassador.
Yes,
All
thank you
right,
for the opportunity. Have a great week.
you bet. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.